Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and this channel is all about entrepreneurship and living your best life. And what I wanted to do in today's video was just share some of my planning tips or hacks that I use to stay more organized and more productive in my business. Because funnily enough, I actually used to be super unorganized, and then I started to use some of these tips, tricks, hacks, tools, whatever you want to call them, and it just helped me to be so much more productive in my business, which meant that I could do more, which also meant that I could help more people and earn more money. So that's what my hope for this video today is, to share some of those things with you. And if you did enjoy the video, I would very much appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you are new around here, then consider subscribing. And also, if you want more from me, I've actually just developed a free audio training, which is called How to Live Your Best Entrepreneurial Life. It's all about the mindset and the habits that you need to build a successful business online. So you can download that by signing up in the link in the description below. Okay, so my first piece of advice, and this is one that I actually learned from my coach, James Wedmore, it is to have 3 main monthly focuses. James actually says that you should have 3 main rocks, and to be honest, I don't even know why he calls them rocks, but anyway, I'm just gonna call them focuses or projects. But ultimately, what we were trying to say is that you wanna just have 3 main things that you're working on any particular month that are going to help you to move your business forward. Obviously, there are always going to be those day-to-day tasks that you need to do, like post on Instagram or respond to emails or send out a newsletter. But there are always going to be things that you can do that are going to help you to reach more people and to sell more things. So you want to start thinking about what are those 3 things each and every single month. So for example, in my business this month, my 3 things are to ultimately kind of relaunch the YouTube channel with our new filming setup and our new video ideas. It's to relaunch the podcast with a whole bunch of new episodes. And then it's also to launch my group coaching video program. So I'm bringing a whole bunch of entrepreneurs together, and I am going to be teaching them how to use video in their business in a group coaching program. So those are the 3 things that I'm working on in the month of March 2019. So obviously there's still lots of other things that I do every single day, coaching calls, events, etc., etc. But ultimately those are the 3 things that are really gonna help move my business forward. So the thing that I want you to start with is having 3 main things that you're working on every single month. And if you're not an entrepreneur, this still applies to you. Maybe you're working towards fitness goals, or maybe you're trying to plan a wedding, or maybe you're trying to, get your life together. Ultimately, don't do too much, don't bring too much onto your plate, you'll get overwhelmed and probably not do anything. Just have 3 things. 3 is the magic number. 3 things that you want to focus on to move yourself and your business forward. And then the next thing I want to teach you is my triple threat planning strategy. So I actually stole the name from one of my programs in the Killer Video Academy, which is my video group coaching program. I teach my triple threat video strategy, which is all about pre-recorded, live, and instant video, and how you can use it to make more money and reach more customers. But I kind of stole the name and I put it into my planning, and now I have my triple threat planning method. And this is what I do every single week, every single month, every single year to stay on top of everything I need to do in my business. So the first thing I do is I plan out my week every Sunday night in Asana. So it kind of looks like something like this. What I do is I break down every single day and the tasks that I need to do each day. And that just gives me a really good overview at what I need to do for the entire week, including those things that are going to help me to move my business forward, of course. And then the next thing I do is that I start to plan out time in my calendar, in my Google Calendar, to do all of these tasks. So say Monday, I've got a whole bunch of calls and then I need to do X, Y, Z. I'll actually put time in my calendar. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on and so forth. Then when the day actually comes, what I'll do is I'll write out a to-do list. This is just because it's much easier to just tick things off in a notebook next to you instead of always flipping between programs. And I never used to, but somehow recently I've actually started to find satisfaction in the ticking of a to-do list. Anyway, so that's my triple threat planning method. What I do is I first of all use Asana to plan my week, then I put all of those tasks into my Google Calendar, and then I use a daily to-do list. And you might be like, don't you think that's a little much? Maybe, but I get shit done, so maybe you should try it yourself, right? And then the next thing, playing on that, is using your Google Calendar. But my next tip is to have different parts of your business color-coded in your Google Calendar. So I have, for example, red for YouTube, I have green for calls, I have yellow for meetings, I have blue for my work chunk block, so if I'm really working on any money-making activities. But ultimately what that allows me to do is when I'm looking at my day and planning it out, so that I can better manage my state, I can just have this really nice visual overview of who I need to be that day. I don't think that we should segment our lives in any way, whether it's our work-life balance or whether it's this part of my business and this part of my business. I think what we need to do is just manage the state we're in and lean into each individual project as the best version of ourselves that we can. So having a color-coded calendar, I know, for example, if I see a whole bunch of greens on Tuesday, I'm gonna have to have a whole bunch of calls, so I need to be prepared to be serving other people. I know that if I've got a big red chunk on a day, I'm gonna be filming. I need to manage my energy and get hyped and excited to bring you guys this information in the best day possible. So I know who I have to be each day because of these color coding, and that just allows me to be more efficient and more productive. And then my next piece of advice, this planning hack that I have, is to actually use Siri to remind you things that you need to get done. What a lot of people do is they may be working on one task and then they're like, oh, that's a really good idea, or maybe I need to do that later. And then they'll go either start working on that task and completely abandon the one that they were in flow on, or they'll go write it down and fiddle around a bit and you just end up losing a whole bunch of time, right? So what I suggest that you do is say you're working on a task, typing away, and you have an idea for something else or something you want to do later or something you need to get done tomorrow, just simply say, hey Siri, remind me at 5 p.m. I've got a good idea.
Okay, I added I've got a good idea to your reminders for today at 5 p.m.
It just allows you to still keep focused without going into your phone, because then there's always the temptation of social media. It just allows you to really stay on course with what you're doing, but then also be reminded and not forget about the idea of the task that you just had. And then my final thing, and this is something that I started doing recently and I love it, it's so game changing. It's probably more applied to people who do work at home, but still if you're in any working chunk, this could be applied to you. But it's to have a midday new day. And what I mean by that is, what you want to do is halfway through the day, actually shut everything down, clean up, and almost step away from your desk. Maybe go to the gym, maybe go have lunch, maybe do a bit of meditation, and then come back with a fresh new mindset, almost ready to start your day again. The reason I started doing this, and I think it might really help you, is because I think a lot of us, we just plow through and it comes to like 3 p.m. and all of a sudden we're hungry and we're tired and we're irritable. But if you actually consciously get ahead of that slump and reset yourself, what I think you'll find is that you'll have more length in your day to be more productive. So what I started doing was I started doing things that I really needed my best face and my best energy for in the start of the day. Then I would have a reset by going to the gym and then having some lunch, and I'd come back and do the things that maybe were a little bit less face on in the afternoon. But I wasn't so tired to do these things because I'd had that midday reset before the slump actually happened. So give it a try. It might not work for everyone. Some people love to just go, and if they stop, then they die. I don't actually mean die, but you know what I mean, like get really tired. But it may work for you, so give it a try. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, that is it from me, guys. I really hope that I brought you something new today. I know there's a lot of videos out there on planning, but I wanted to share my process and what I'd been doing to help me be more productive so I could create more, sell more, earn more, live more, and just be the best entrepreneur that I possibly can. But of course, this is a community channel, and if you have any of your own tips, please do leave them in the comments below. And I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.